Let's try this again because I tried this earlier and it didn't work. I had to reconnect and everything, but I'm gonna give a couple minutes for people to get in. But make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell each time I come out with content. I promise you, what I have to talk about is not clickbait. These are serious questions based on the actions of what took place yesterday. Um, we dropped the game to the Cleveland Browns. I'm not necessarily upset that we dropped the game to the Cleveland Browns because if you look at the strength of schedule, and I had time to think about this, we looking at the strength of schedule. Um, we lost to the Rams, who are 3-1. We've lost to we lost to Seattle, who's 4-0, and we've lost to Cleveland, who's 3-1 now. So that's not an excuse, but if we're looking at strength of schedule, we have had one of the tougher ones right now, based on this year. Do I think these teams are? Do I think these teams are that much better than us? No, I don't. But you are what your record is. We're 1-3. Right now, we suck. Right now, we're playing gutless football. Right now, we're playing uninspired football. Right now, we're playing like we're a young team that just has nothing, and we're just going out there. Because to give up a performance like that, 49 points to the Cleveland Browns, is just flat out unacceptable. Flat out. Yesterday, I thought maybe I'd do a rant video. I thought maybe I'd do a rant video and just cuss everybody out. And sometimes you need to do that. But you know what? It's early in the year and we can still turn things around. So I do know that. I remember a time when we were 3-5, a couple of years ago, and it looked like there was no hope. It didn't look like we could rebound, and we made a move. We made a move to go get Amari Cooper, and that turned our whole season around. One player. It was one player at a position that we absolutely needed. We got an injection. We got an injection in a position that was just lacking, which was the receiver position. Well, we're at that point again right now. We have a team that has some pieces. Do we have all of the pieces? No. We're not even close to having all of the pieces because we're very hollow right now. With Collins probably being out for the year with the surgery coming up, we're very, very thin at the line. Very, very thin at the line. What's up, Carlito? I'm going to touch on that. I'm trying to build it up right now. Right now, we're very thin at the line. You guys already know my feeling about the safety position. We already know. I got to keep reiterating this every week. The Cowboys are going to have to answer that question today. And they're probably going to come up with a bullshit answer. So I'll touch on it a little bit. But, the linebacker position, we're not looking good right now. But on the offensive line, particularly, we got to make some moves. What's going on, me, Mug? We got to make some moves, particularly to protect our quarterback and to preserve our running back in Zeke Elliott. Because Zeke is taking a lot of punishment, guys, and it's not even from running the ball. We can't expect our linebacker. We can't expect our running back to keep having to pick up, to be in pass protect as much as Zeke is. We can't expect that and expect him not to, because eventually, man, he's hitting like the dudes that he's having to come in and fill are coming full speed, and a lot of the times he's having to pick up trash, and yeah, I miss running the ball too, Carlito. Definitely miss running the ball, and the way that we are set up right now, we can't do it. They're gonna have to make some. They're gonna have to make some changes. Are they drastic changes? No, but they're gonna have to go out. They're gonna have to go out and get a couple of veterans. That's if we want to win now. So that's why I asked the question. I asked the question: are we tanking for Trevor Lawrence? Because right now we're on pace to have a record-setting offense. A record-setting offense. Dak Prescott is on pace to break the passing record, the passing record for yards, and he's on pace to break it by a long shot. And we're at 1-3. Right now, the case is being made that he's not a $40 million quarterback. Do I believe he is one? Yeah, I do. I mean, we're not even in these games if it's not for Dak Prescott. So I think he's worth the money. I think he will get the money. I think somebody will pay him. I think a team like Indianapolis will be lucky as hell to run into a quarterback that's just hitting his prime, and they got an offensive line and a running game and somewhat of a defense in order. I think Dak Prescott will run into a team that turns into a contender. No doubt in my mind. The kid is good. But right now we're building the case that he's not a $40 million quarterback. And in parts, it looks like it's being set up that way in order to fail. It looks like it could be possibly set up for them to try and diminish his worth, possibly. Because if they go and they make these changes and then we turn the season around, that's going to be the argument. But again, he's on pace to break these passing records, and this is what they're going to. This is the case that they're building, and it doesn't make sense because it should be about winning. And I'm not necessarily sure what ego trip these guys are on right now, but it doesn't. I mean, it's 4 games in, and I'm not going to panic right now because from what I saw yesterday, the team isn't ready to give up. They very well could have given up when the score was 41-14, and obviously this defensive scheme isn't working, but they didn't give up. They fought to within 3 points. They scored a lot of points in a hurry and got it to 41-38, in which we made a bonehead-ass decision to kick that damn ball on the ground like we did. This analytics bullshit is not working. It's not like we're playing football. We're playing Madden right now. And that's coaching. That right there is coaching. Like I told you guys a couple of weeks ago, I think that we're being aggressive for no reason. We're being stupid aggressive. It's a stupid thing. My thing is, you put that ball on the ground for a reason, to get it back quick. You put that ball on the ground because you don't trust our defense. And you were trying to shorten it up, maybe hold them to a field goal so that we could get the ball back on offense. That's why we did it. That was some Madden shit if I've never seen Madden shit in an NFL game. It was horrible. Probably one of the worst coaching decisions that I've ever seen. And we had Jason Garrett for 10 years. And I've never seen no bullshit like that. That was horrible. We get back within the game. We were down 41-14. You get it to 41-38 with 3 minutes and I believe 42 seconds left. And you decide to put the ball on the ground. I think we had maybe one timeout. I could be wrong. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we had one timeout. But despite all that, we're on the other side of the 2-minute warning. So we put the ball on the ground. Yeah, okay, yeah, Carlito. I thought we had one timeout. But either way, with that one timeout and the 2-minute warning, you have an opportunity to get the ball back with a lot of time in the terms of what Dak Prescott can do. You would have got the ball back, and you would have had an opportunity to win that game outright or tie it up. Being that Cleveland had scored 31 unanswered points, and you came back and scored 24. I think it was 24. Maybe I'm wrong. That kick, that decision right there blew the game. But what even blew the game even more was giving up a 52-yard reverse to Odell Beckham. How bad is your defense if in the same game you give up a reverse pass and you give up a reverse for a touchdown? At this point, offensive coordinators know that we ain't worth a damn if they can pull the bullshit these teams have been pulling on us lately. We've gotten trick played after trick played after trick played after trick played after gimmick all year. Teams have fooled us with misdirection every week. The Rams did it in week 1 with all of that motioning and all of that bullshit. Ran side to side on our ass and tore our ass up. They tore our ass up with crossing routes. They tore our ass up with the play action. All Cleveland did was that yesterday, for the most part, with Mayfield. Tore our ass up with play action. Atlanta can't really run the ball like that, and they don't have the personnel to really do the misdirection thing to kill us. But they didn't need it. They had Calvin Ridley. Tore our ass up. Tore our ass up. Let's see, Seattle. DK Metcalf. Tore our ass up. Tyler Lockett. Tore our ass up. Russell Wilson. Tore our ass up. Chris Carson was tearing our ass up before he got hurt. We haven't stopped one goddamn player yet. We haven't shut down anybody. Oh, Julio, my bad. We shut down Julio. That's it. But Julio was gimpy. But I'm going to give Cheeto his credit that. And, you know, maybe this doesn't happen a lot if Cheeto's there. But I just got to go with what we got, man. Because at the end of the day, Cheeto's not on the field. And these guys are in charge of the player personnel that they're bringing out here. We are playing with practice squad players, guys. Like, I mean practice squad guys that – we're playing with practice squad guys that they think that they're trying to sell on us that are better than veterans out here. Veterans that you can get in here that won't cost that much money. I don't know what they're trying to do, but it looks bad. It looks bad on the coaches, and it looks bad on the front office. Everybody can talk all that mumbo jumbo about Dak Prescott, Dak sucks, Dak this, Dak that, Dak throwing picks. At the end of the game, bro, I mean, at the end of the day, I shouldn't have to tell y'all we in these games because of Dak. Dak is overcoming fucking poor coaching. Excuse my French early this morning. Excuse my French. I'm sorry. But you know, football is a man's game, and sometimes you have potty mouth. It is what it is. I'm sorry about that. You know, to the parents that I coach, if you ever come across this video, just know a cuss word comes out every now and then. But I'm sure I don't have to tell you that. But I love this game so much that it pains me to see football look like this. This right now is I mean, it's almost gutless football on the defensive side of the ball. I say almost gutless because you still got guys out there that's giving their all. You got guys that really that they know this is their last shot and they're giving it 110%. Alden Smith is one of those guys. Alden Smith is playing his ass off. He's playing hard. He knows at the end of the day this is all he got in order to move forward. And he's probably going to secure a big deal. That right there probably was the best move that we did, and they didn't even know that this was. They didn't even know that that would be good. In all honesty, they got that guy because Randy Gregory. They still believe in Randy Gregory, and they still believe that he's gonna be reinstated, and they still believe he can be a player. They got Alden Smith as a band-aid for Randy Gregory. So I'll ask this question: why can't we have that approach at other positions? Why do you guys trust that Tyron Smith is going to hold up for 16 games? Why do you guys trust that? Why wouldn't we have a swing tackle that's capable of coming in there and being more than serviceable? I'm not asking for my backups to be serviceable. I need my backups to come in and play ball. I need my backups to be hungry. I don't need bottom of the barrel backups at this point. And, you could say injuries, injuries possibly, because of the linebacker position, though. We're not deep at all. We started out deep, but damn it, if you really look at it, we weren't deep because Sean Lee and Leighton Vander Esch are always hurt. They're always hurt, but those are the guys you depend on. You guys think that they're going to freaking finish the year. Right now, I would say that Sean Lee and Leighton Vander Esch, they're like one person on the roster. That's one person that takes up two slots. But right now, there's 0 people because neither one of them are on the field. And we stink. We stink. At this point, I never thought I would say this, but Joe Thomas is more dependable than Leighton Vander Esch and Sean Lee. Joe Thomas, a guy that was brought in specifically for special teams and as a linebacker depth spot in case of emergency. Well, again, if you guys haven't noticed, it's been an emergency for about, all year. It's been an emergency all damn year. Jalen Smith, oh my God. I tried to defend him on Mark's channel because of how Leighton Vander Esch and how Sean Lee don't play any damn games. I tried to defend him that way because at least he does play. I'll give him that. The guy suits up every week. One thing I can depend on is him being there. But damn, bro, if I got to depend on you being there and you not being able to get off a block, not be able to make a damn read, what's the point of you being there? We might as well put in another linebacker. Because that looks piss poor. We look soft. We look soft like you right now. You don't look, Jalen, you don't look tough at all right now. Right now, you getting your ass bust in the passing game. You getting your ass bust in the running game. You don't know which way it's coming. And our defense reflects it. Everybody looks like a deer in the headlights. Instant 40 burger. We're giving up a whopping 36 points a game. But you know what we got to hear every week? We got to hear this bullshit every week from Jerry Jones, from Stephen Jones, hiding these motherfucking coaches. Sorry, God. Sorry, I let it go again. But hiding these coaches, saying we think we got these guys on the roster that can make things happen. These are the things that they're actually saying to us. They're saying we got the guys, we got the remedy. We got the remedy. We got the guys. We got some guys coming off of IR. This is what you're telling us. We're not seeing any action. Instead, we're going out there playing these games with these players that just simply aren't good enough. So it's like, who do we blame? I keep seeing people blame our quarterback for not being perfect. I don't know one single quarterback. Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers. I don't know any of those quarterbacks that can win with how bad this defense is. The reason I say that is you guys could get me on, you guys could get me before on this, but it's not the same. Where it's like, well, Dak can't complete passes past 10 yards. Dak can't get to a second and third read. Dak can't do this. Dak can't see the blitz coming. Dak can't do this. You guys could get me on that. But Dak has set an NFL record for passing yards. His completion percentage is through the roof. Through the roof. I don't know what else those guys would do. Those guys would have to be godly at the quarterback position. Like, I mean, specifically like I mean walk on water type in order to win. In order to be 2-2. Those guys can win with the way that our team is set up. Nobody could win with the way that our team is set up unless there's drastic improvements made. By drastic, I don't necessarily mean that we gotta pull up the whole floor. I don't mean that. But sign a couple of veterans to let us know that you're trying to win now. We don't have to trade the farm. We don't have to do what we did with Amari. But our defense is really bad. Like, I mean, historically bad right now. Like, I've never seen a defense this bad. Never. And I'm a guy that when I'm watching games, I still have hope in these guys. I'm still like when we do a 3-and-out, if we do a 3-and-out, I'm still excited to see the defense go on the field because I really enjoy football. I enjoy watching defensive schemes. I enjoy watching execution. But what I'm seeing right now from this defense is I'm just seeing them get battered. Now I'm seeing us not do anything about it. As a Cowboy fan, this week, the answer for them not bringing in Earl Thomas, Eric Reed, or any of those guys should not be acceptable at this point. That answer is not good enough anymore. We're getting killed in the alley. We got guys back there at safety that don't know what they're doing. They're just not good football players. They were good enough to make the NFL. I give them kudos for that. But they should be nobody's starter. Period. They're not good enough. They suck. Saying that we got guys on this roster that can fit the bill is no longer a good enough answer. No longer a good enough answer. If we're trying to win. Now, if we're trying to rebuild, it's a hell of an answer. Because then that means that we're trying to slate ourselves for a good draft pick. Because that's what it looks like we're doing right now. Looks like we're doing a hell of a job of that, of securing a quarterback. Because I guarantee you, if we get a top 5 pick, Dak Prescott will not be our quarterback next year. I can guarantee you that. And they're going to paint the picture like it was him. But us fans, we're smarter than that. Some of us are smarter than that. But they're going to try and paint this picture like it was that. Not like the last 2 years we haven't been the number 1 offense in the league. They won't paint the picture that Zeke is a problem right now. A guy they paid money. And who deserved it. But Zeke is not playing good football right now. But it's not all on him, though. I actually blame the coaching for why Zeke is that bad. For one, evidently we're not preaching ball security. Evidently it's a little bit too lackadaisical, and ball security is not being preached. Because in order for Zeke to go into traffic holding that thing like that with one hand, that means to me that's muscle memory. It should be muscle memory for you to cover that ball up with 2 hands. Should be. I was a running back in college. Ball security every day. Ball security. You guys that play running back know what I'm talking about. And I know that they're at a higher level. And I know that they practice ball security. I'm not questioning that. But I mean, I wonder if it's preached. That's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if that's something that is stressed because 4 fumbles. I mean, 3 fumbles in 4 games. That man is on pace for. Damn. That man is on pace for 12 fumbles this year. That's horrible. You on pace for 12 fumbles, cuz? For real? Damn. That's not a running back. Let alone an elite guy. We know he's better than that. That needs to be corrected. But it's not just him. Pollard put the ball on the ground too. And I know Skip Pete's a good coach. We know Skip Pete's a good coach. But we all know that Gary Brown was a better coach than Skip Pete. We all know that. We can all say that. This is that I blame on McCarthy. That's on McCarthy right there. You don't take something that works and get rid of it. Oh, but unless of course, I don't know, because I have a hard time believing Kellen Moore could keep his job. You know why Kellen Moore gets to keep his job? Because he's in that good old boy network with the Joneses. They love that Wonder Kid. Yep, I said it. Straight up. How we pick coaches has everything to do with it. Do I think Al Harris is a bad coach? No, I don't. I don't think Al Harris has much to work with. We've known that for we've known that for quite some time. Al Harris don't got jack to work with. That's not on him. The only way it's on him is if he reassured them that we're fine. Anybody that can tell you that lie and say it with a straight face, they're the problem. Because on the back end, what we have is not good enough. It is not good enough. It's not even close to being good enough on the back end. It's piss poor. At least with the offensive line, we know that, I mean, the offensive line, as bad as the situation is, they're much better than our DBs. And we can kind of hide them. We can't hide these bum-ass DBs no more. They're just not good anymore. No, they're not good enough. I'm not going to say good anymore because they weren't good. Weren't good to begin with. With Byron Jones being gone, you guys had a chance to solidify things. And you didn't. Much as I love Trayvon Diggs, and I don't blame him as much, the pick is okay. That's what I thought at the time. The pick is okay. It's not great. You guys aren't getting a lockdown corner. You guys are getting a second corner. That's what Trayvon Diggs is. He's not a shutdown guy. If you guys really wanted a corner, similar to Byron, but a little bit better with the ball skills, your guy would have been Christian Fulton. That's who your guy would have been. Or if you guys wanted toughness on the defense, you had Zach Bond, AJ Epinesa. We had guys there that we could have got that were better than Trayvon Diggs. They were so set on Trayvon Diggs being a first-round pick. But I told you guys way back when Trayvon Diggs wasn't good because they were talking about him being the first pick. I'm thankful he wasn't the first pick that we got. Can you guys imagine how bad this would be? Can you guys imagine how bad it would be if we got Trayvon Diggs at number 17? I love the CD pick. So I'm not going to question that. I'm not going to regret that. CeeDee Lamb is our best receiver right now. We got Amari Cooper not finishing routes. We got Michael Gallup getting locked down in games like this because Michael Gallup does. The only consistent player throughout all 4 games at the receiver position, for the most part, I mean, Coop has been consistent, but Coop hasn't been consistent on every route. Coop leaves some plays on the field. Coop hangs us out to dry a lot. Coop hangs us out to dry a lot. Now, I saw a lot yesterday on that route, on that pick. What receiver is not looking for the damn ball? What receiver is not looking for the ball? You're a $20 million guy, but you guys don't kill him like you killed Dak. He actually signed a long-term deal. As fans, think about this. We're killing the guy that got franchised. If you guys thought he sucked, why are we still talking about that? Why aren't we talking about these guys that you guys did want to sign? Like D-Law, like Zeke, like Jalen Smith. Why aren't we talking about those guys? Why aren't we pointing the finger to them? They got long-term deals. They got long-term deals. If you guys don't think Dak is worth it, then Dak won't be here. But the guys I named, they just not flat out doing it. I give Zeke a little bit of a pass because we're not running the football. Our defense is so bad. And actually, it's not just defense, though. It's three phases that we have sucked at. We sucked at protecting the football. That's a fundamental right there. We learn how to hold on to the football first. We suck at tackling, which is defense. That's a fundamental. Tackling is a fundamental. That's something that you learn when you're yay high. You know, we suck at tackling. And special teams is the third phase of the game that we suck at right now. The effort doesn't suck. The execution is flat out horrible. The special teams calls that we do are flat out horrible. Flat out horrible. The awareness is flat out horrible. Because while I told Mark after we blocked that kick, well, if they would have ran it back, it would have been a 7-point game. And I understood that. Why aren't we falling on the ball? Why is Jalen Smith, why is he fucking booting the ball in the end zone? Come on, bro. Either scoop it or fall on it. It's two rules. Don't boot the damn ball, bro. Get on the ball. Come on, man. And I was a little pissed off at first because I didn't think that an extra point, I didn't think you could just kick it, get it blocked, and they fall on it. But a special teams coach should know that. What are we practicing that these guys simply can't fall on football? Jay Reed brought up a very good point. Well, I'm going to go with Dre the Great. D-Law ain't producing anyways. Why are the players giving up on plays? Jay Reed says everyone that got paid doesn't want to play anymore. The thing is, while I blame those guys, they haven't been giving up. I don't think that they believe. I don't think that they believe that this coaching staff, or maybe they don't believe that the actions from the front office or the coaches are winning actions. Maybe they don't. Because everything that I've seen so far shows that we're okay with being 1-3. If they come out here with this press conference today, and you hear from Steven, you hear from Jerry tomorrow, but if you hear from Steven today that they're not making no damn changes, y'all might as well get the bags ready because it's going to be an ugly year. Ugly year. Dre the Great, what's up, man? The run was inexcusable, and the trick pass from Landry to OBJ was inexcusable. I mean, we do understand that OBJ is still one of the great talents in the league, right? We understand that, right? Like, I don't know why we came into this game like this dude was a bum and like he couldn't turn up. All he was waiting for was this. All he was waiting for was this. OBJ had a coming out party. OBJ, you know what it looked like? I keep saying this every week that I feel because our secondary is so bad. Calvin Ridley looked like Randy Moss when he came for Thanksgiving, and OBJ looked like Randy Moss when he came for Thanksgiving. And they did it in Jerry World. Everybody looking to shine and come into Jerry World. And what makes it even more inexcusable, guys, is that we have a crowd. Y'all wanted to bring a crowd out to watch that bullshit? Really? Jay the Great. Yes. I think the Giants are going. I don't know if we don't change anything. If this is what we're going into that game with, we're going to lose. And you know, a couple of people on Mark's channel told me that I was negative. I was negative. I can't, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything for y'all. If we stink, like if I'm your friend, right, and we're going somewhere, and you stink, if you got a booger in your nose, if you got some dried up drool in your mouth or whatever, I'm going to tell you like it is because you know what? I want you guys to get better. So I'm only saying these things. Because I want this to get better because I don't believe that we're ready to throw in the towel yet. I don't believe we're ready to throw in the towel. You know what I mean? I don't think we're ready. I don't think we're done. We're only done if this is rebuilding. And I didn't believe it. I didn't think that it made any sense at all. Didn't believe it. Until I keep seeing these fans say, tank for Lawrence. Tank for Lawrence. Tank for Lawrence. We should tank for Lawrence. Like, I keep saying it. And I'm like, that's the dumbest thing we could do. But it might make sense as to what they're doing. If they come out here today, again, this is week 4. We've had more than the sample size right now of what this team is. Right now, as it is, this team is a 1-3 football team that could use some help. That could use more than some help. We're a 1-3. We're 1-3, guys. 1-3. We're on pace for 4-12. 4-12. 1-3. I say it again. 1-3. 1-3. Like you can't go anywhere 1-3 and be proud and hang your head up and say that some things don't need to change. Yeah, Carlito, X Wood sucks. Trash. I love him. I love him to death. Love him to death. He's better than me, but I'm not a pro football player. And I know that it's easier to say than to go out and do. But right now, X Woods is not good enough right now. He's not good enough to be a lead safety. I think that if you get somebody next to him that actually knows the game, I think it's different. But I don't think X Woods has ever experienced that either. Where you have somebody that actually has, like, that second sense, that somebody that knows. Nobody on this defense besides Sean Lee actually knows how to diagnose plays. Nobody. Yeah, Dre the Great. Joe Thomas has been a bright spot. But you know why Joe Thomas has been a bright spot? Because he's been tough. And we're going to talk about that. What's going on, man? We're going to talk about that. Alden Smith. Want to know why he's been good? He's been tough. They haven't been easy. Hasn't been easy. They're not thinking. They're just playing football. And when the Cowboys have an opportunity to get a player that's a thinker or a player that just plays, that just does, that's tough, that plays football, we pick the smart guy every time. We pick the smart guy. So what do you expect your defense to be when you got a whole bunch of smart guys out there? What do you expect? We don't got enough nastiness. because we don't want to mess up the locker room chemistry. That bullshit. Anybody that's been in a football locker room loves playing alongside that crazy ass dude. You know what? You want to know why? You want to know why? Because you don't want to be on the other side of that. You don't want to be on the other side of that. And I'm not just saying go out and get the biggest dummies ever. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying there are guys that can do both. But we pick those high IQ guys that come in here and just get hurt. We pick those Boise State guys that ain't worth a damn in their second contract. Yep, I named it. Every Boise State player that we've signed to an extension has been boo boo. It might be that maybe these Boise State players, I don't know, maybe they're just happy to secure a second contract because they weren't supposed to be there in the first place. Every Boise State guy ain't been worth a damn. They give us 1 or 2 good years, and we think that, oh, we found a diamond in the rough. No, you passed up somebody that was better than this person. Rashaan Evans was a better football player than Leighton Vander Esch. I said it. I don't give a damn what LVE does going forward. Rashaan Evans is a better football player than him. He should have been drafted by us. He gave us more. He would have gave us more with toughness. He would have gave us more if we needed somebody that can get after the quarterback. Rashaan Evans, go and look at my video. I did a Rashaan Evans and LVE video, and I compared them. Go watch it. It's in the film. Rashaan Evans was a better player, and he would have gave our defense the toughness that we need. But no, we don't want that. We want guys that's going to be on IR for 2 years. That's what we want. That's what we want. DeMarcus Lawrence. We traded a hell of a lot to go up in the second round and get that kid. D-Law gave us 1 to 2 good years. After that, he gave us a damn. Now I'll give him his respect though, because the guy is going out there and it's a recovered torn labrum. I got a torn labrum right now, and I can't even pick up my 20-pound baby. And I'm in shape, guys. Like I'm not gonna front. Like if y'all see me out, like I work out 4 or 5 times a week. I'm in pretty good shape right now. And I can barely pick up my 20-pound baby. So that torn labrum ain't no joke. But they knew that as well. And they let him strong arm him. They did. They definitely did. Who else? Orlando Scandrick was one. You guys remember that kid? He was a Boise State guy. What he do his second contract? He stunk it up. You know, we got to stop. I think that they did a better job in this draft, but we got to stop getting these damn mid-major guys that's got to keep going up against these SEC schools, the Big Ten. Like, obviously, they were recruited higher, and they were in a better situation because they're better football players. Our front office thinks that they're smarter than everybody, but they're behind the 8 ball. You guys try to outthink everybody when it comes to talent. You try and outthink everybody, but you're not smart. You're not smart. You guys are dumb. Or maybe it has everything to do with just ego and me thinking I know more than everybody. Right now, it looks like we got a room full of yes men, from the coaches all the way down to the front office guys, because somebody got to stand on the table and say, "Yo, this is trash." Yeah, Zay, we soft. Dre the greatest is common sense or analytics? Common sense, man. Common sense in football. Football is a complex game. Don't get me wrong; it can be complex, but the simpler you make it, the better it is. I'll say it again: the simpler it is, the simpler you can make it, the better it is. And right now, we've taken a team that's had some promise, and we've made it worse. What's up, Isaiah Green? We've taken a team that has had so much promise, and we've made it worse. Mike McCarthy has made things worse. I gave him the benefit of the doubt in week one. I gave him the benefit of the doubt in week two. I have not given him the benefit of the doubt in week three. Week four, that guy's horrible. What's going on, Miss Jackie? How you doing? Zay, would I fire the DC? Right now, it's a fireable offense how bad we are. I'm not sure when the bye week is, but I don't know. I'm not sure when the bye week is, but damn all that bye week crap. There's got to be somebody out there that can run the defense. There's got to be somebody. It's got to be better than what it is. I think Sean Lee could run the defense better than our defensive coordinators that we've brought in. Sound funny, but we've seen Sean Lee run defense in boardroom. And maybe Sean Lee at this point won't help us as much of a player as he would as a defensive coordinator. I know that sounds ass backwards. I know it does. But I know at some point in his career, if he doesn't go in the broadcast booth, Sean Lee will be a great defensive coordinator, I think. Miss Jackie says, what about Wade Phillips? I'm not sure at this point Wade Phillips can implement anything that can help us, but I think that he's better than what we got. Could Wade come on as a consultant? Yes. I think you got to hire him as a consultant right now. You got to do that. Maybe at that point, you bring him in as a consultant. He knows what we're doing. And then by the bye week, you can fire Mike Nolan. And you can get rid of his ass. I do think that we have the pieces right now that a Wade Phillips could work with if we get a couple players. You got to get him a nose tackle. You got to get him a big guy that's not going to get moved. You got to get him a snack. And then second, you got to get him a safety. Just those two moves right there could make our defense a little bit better. Because somebody that is not going to get pushed around, while I like Tristan, because he's probably the only one on the interior that is every play trying to get a push. But at some point, trying to get a push, you got to not get moved. We need somebody that's not going to get moved. So our linebackers can kind of help. Because our linebackers are not good enough to scrape over blocks. The guys we got right now. You know what I mean? So you got to get us snacks and go get us a safety. Go get us Earl, Eric Reed, or whoever. We know that Wade Phillips has no issue with bringing in talent. Wade Phillips has no issue with it. Look at the Rams. They made a whole bunch of trades. Wade Phillips not one time said, "No, we good. We good, champ." Wade Phillips welcomes talent because you know what? Wade Phillips can coach. So at this point, I think that Miss Jackie brought up a very good point. You got to bring in Wade Phillips. Bring him in. Bring him in as a consultant right now. It can't hurt us. It can't hurt us right now for you to bring him in as a consultant. And I think that I'm going to make that push. I'm going to tell Mark that. I'm going to tell Foots that. I'm going to tell E2 Blue that. I'm going to so that they can tell Mike Fisher that, so that we can put this into the atmosphere. Because right now, it's not good enough. You got to bring in bring him in. We're bringing in Hall of Fame expertise. He's going to know if what we're doing right now is bullshit. One thing I'll give Wade that. We might call him Camp Cupcake and all of that, but he know what a good defense look like. And right now, Nope, it's not good enough, frankly. Let's see. Dre the Great says, I see why Chris Richard ran these soft coverages. These mofos can't cover. Yeah, definitely. But Chris Richard was part of the problem too because I say he's part of the problem because he became a yes man to them. They kept telling us, him included, that we don't need a safety. These safeties are good enough. They are not good enough. They aren't. We're getting beat in areas where a good safety would be. Like the scheme that we have needs a good safety. It needs a good safety. The reason I say that is because our personnel isn't there at corner. The corners need a little bit of help. Trayvon Diggs is a rookie. He's still trying to figure things out. He's trying to figure things out. X Woods. X Woods had promise, but you guys didn't implement anybody next to him that can show him what it is to play that position. We haven't had a safety in over 15 years. Think about that. Maybe not 15 years, because I'll say Kent Hamlin was the best safety we had. We cut Ha Clinton Dix. Why did we cut Ha Clinton Dix? Ha Clinton Dix is more than a serviceable safety. Ha Clinton Dix was pretty solid. Why did he get cut? Those are questions I have to ask when we ask, are we tanking or are we rebuilding? Why would we cut Ha Clinton Dix if because these are the guys, these young guys, you told us these young guys were good enough to hold up. It's been 4 games. Maybe this had to happen. If anybody has any connections to Ha Clinton Dix, I would love to interview him and ask him one question. What happened? What happened? What happened, bro? Because I know it couldn't have been a football decision why he got cut. Couldn't have been a football decision. There's no way in hell. I watched enough football. I remember when Ha was coming out of Alabama. I watched him with Green Bay. I watched him with the Washington football team. I watched him with Chicago. There's no way in hell these guys were better than him. The only thing we know is that they can control the narrative because nobody had any type of footage. Miss Jackie, Ha was not that bad. He was not this bad in Washington. In Washington, was he great? No. No, he wasn't great. But he was not this bad. He was not this bad. In Chicago, he was much better. You're right about that, Carlito. Much better. Because Washington is a dumpster fire, too. Washington is a dumpster fire. But even Ha at his lowest point in his career is still better than X Woods. Still better than Darian Thompson. Let's see. Jay Reed says if Julio Jones would not have dropped that wide open touchdown pass, we would be 0-4. Yep. Ha doesn't play for anybody right now. We can go sign Ha if we want it. Miss Jackie says, what can we do to fix besides keep losing? That's a great question, Miss Jackie. I touched on it a little bit. It's going to require us to sign some veterans if we're trying to win, if we're trying to salvage this season. I don't think you go and make a trade. We made a trade and it worked for us to go and get Amari Cooper a couple of years ago. I don't think that same formula works here because I don't think that it's just one position that can come in and make that impact. I think that you got to start with. My boy Clarence asked me if there was, in what order would I call agents? Like if I had to, if I was a GM, which agent am I calling? I'm calling Earl Thomas's agent today, or I would have called him last night. We got to talk. I'm calling Eric Reed's agent. We got to talk. I might even see if my boy is trying to come out of retirement. If Antoine Bethea, I'm calling Antoine Bethea's agent. I'm bringing in all three of them for a workout. I'm taking the best of the three. I'm taking the best of the three. Those are the first three agents I'm calling. Actually, I wouldn't call Antoine Bethea's agent third. My third call would be the Ron Leary's agent because I don't give a damn what Zach Martin say about playing guard. Bro, you moving your monkey ass out the tackle. You moving your monkey ass out the tackle. Or, either way, Connor Williams ain't good enough either. That's an experiment that didn't work. Connor Williams, we know he has the ability to play tackle. Maybe I bring in Ron Leary because Joe Looney's down now. So we already know Biotish is going to be our starting center for the rest of the go. My third call is to Ron Leary. Ron Leary, sir, we need you. We're going to tag you up for some services. My fourth call is Snacks Harrison. My fourth call is Snacks. In order to make this happen, would it cause us to do probably some restructuring in order for this to happen? Yeah. But if they believe that this is the team that could do it, you got to try something. I don't know if you make all of those moves. Maybe you make two. Maybe you make three. But it's going to take for more than one move. Miss Jackie, yes, I agree with you. You got to put the best five linemen on the field. You got to put the best five linemen on the field. And Ron Leary right now will probably come in and be our third best lineman. And that's even if probably Collins. That's probably if Collins was healthy. Ron Leary is, I think, was definitely a big key to our success. So we gotta, they brought him in for a visit. I don't know what the issue was, but they didn't sign him. But right now with Looney down, we're in emergency mode in line. We gotta protect our quarterback. We have to protect our quarterback. He's getting hit too much. And Zeke is taking too much pressure. Zeke is taking too many hits, having to pick up blocks. Because, whether you guys believe it or not, I was a bit of a scat back when I played running back in college. But, man, when you're taking on a linebacker that's 240, and he coming full speed, and you got to meet him, and you got to meet him in the middle, man, that shit hurts, bro. That mess hurts. That mess hurts. And Zeke has been having to do that because we're passing the ball at least 50 times a game. Zeke is having to do that at least 25 times. He's having to do that at least 25 times. That's 25 extra hits. Not to mention, he's catching a lot of passes out of the backfield. Not to mention, he's also running the ball. I'd be willing to bet there's nobody taking more punishment than Zeke Elliott right now. Like, as far as his body goes, you guys are wondering why he's slowing down? That's why. You know what I'm saying? Jay the Great says Connor Williams is soft. I don't think he's soft. I think he's out of position. I think Connor Williams is a tackle. I've been saying it for a long time. Is he one of the best tackles in the league? No. But he's a tackle. You guys thought that the Zach Martin shit was going to work with him. And I believed it too. But you know what? I saw 2 years of it to know that it wasn't going to work. I don't care if you spent number 50 on him in the draft. At some point, you got to do what's best for the team. Carlito, Dak shouldn't be throwing the ball 60 times a game, can't keep playing catch-up every week. Absolutely. I agree with that. Miss Jackie says we always playing players out of position. Absolutely. You know why we're always playing players out of position? Because they think they're Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson was able to do that because Jimmy Johnson knew what the hell he was doing. Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones. This ain't the 90s, bruh. Draft players for the position that they played. Those experiments have rarely worked with us. Think about it. Byron Jones was a corner, right? They tried to move him to safety. That was a failure. Byron Jones at safety was a failure. When they moved him back to corner, what happened? Y'all know what happened. He secured the biggest bag for corner. And by that time, like, you know, it was too late. We couldn't sign him. I'm trying to think of another. How many times have we tried that with safety? We drafted corners. We drafted guys that, or maybe we're playing. Oh, sorry. Or maybe we're playing guys that are mid-majors that were undrafted. We're playing them as safety. We're trying too many experiments. Too many experiments. Even if you think about it, Alden Smith is an experiment at this point. Alden Smith hasn't played in years. And he became one of the only people that we can be dependent on right now. Not the guy that you signed to the big deal in D-Law. Not that guy. Leighton Vander Esch at some point was Leighton Vander Esch is kind of an experiment because they didn't know how his neck would hold up. Let's see. Claiborne was a huge bust. I don't feel the same way about Mo Claiborne because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many corners you bring in here. If you don't have safety help, they're going to look bad. They're going to look bad. If you don't have anybody that can help quarterback back there, they're on their own. And as we know in the NFL, you can't touch anybody anymore. You're on your own. I don't know why they don't value the safety position, but that's what happens to all of our corners. Think about it. They come and go. We've had 3 first-round corners come and go. Nobody stayed here long. Mo Claiborne, Mike Jenkins, Byron Jones. All of them gone. All of them. But you want to know during that time what we haven't had? We haven't had a safety. We've had experiments back there every time. Every time. It's always been an experiment position. Always. I don't know why. I don't know why. They believe that the quarterback position is a valuable position. Why wouldn't the quarterback of your secondary be valuable? Carlito says, I feel they won't let McClay do his job completely by himself. Agreed. Definitely. Miss Jackie says, we are not soft, Crafty. We have players in the wrong positions, and we have bad schemes. And if you want to win at all costs, why don't we see that? These decisions are not for the team. Swallow your pride. I think we're a little soft. Because at the end of the day, Miss Jackie, you still got to make tackles. And they ain't making tackles. And that could be possibly what they're saying in the defensive room. They could be saying that. We missed a tackle here. We missed a tackle there. We are soft. Because you should be able to tackle as a professional. And we haven't been able to tackle. Everybody's getting a second effort on every play. we're not really stopping anybody in their tracks. We're definitely soft. And some of that goes on the players because you got to take pride in tackling. And defensively, we had not tackled well at all. You can get me with the coverage, all of that, but we still got to tackle, no matter who the coach is. Vern said these guys who said who couldn't play, Hitchens and Damian Wilson, are excelling in Kansas City. Better football better coach. We would never hire Andy Reid. Andy Reid puts together great staffs. We would never hire Andy Reid. Don't get me started on that. Don't get me started on that. On the coaching selection, how this process was rigged for McCarthy. Don't get me started on that. Let's see. Kathy says when they get a sack, they don't try to fire up each other. They might be shocked that we actually made a damn play. That might be it. I don't know. Burns says on Kareem Hunt, on his 2 TDs, he should have been tackled for loss every time. Possibly. That's why people are getting on Jalen ass right now. Tackling been piss poor. He been getting pushed around. If you look at some of our plays on defense, the whole defensive line was getting bullied. Law Nation put up a clip. Was it Law Nation? I might have been Law. I don't know. But Tristan Hill got pushed back about 5 yards. And on that same play, I saw Antoine Woods almost ready to make a tackle at the second level. I was like, damn, Antoine Woods is out there hustling. I said that during the game. And still missed that shit. Still missed it. Still missed the tackle. At some point, pride got to play in too. Maybe they just don't. Maybe they haven't found yet what they want to play for. Vern says Hitchens was a 100 tackle player when he was here. With Sean Lee, he stayed healthy. He definitely stayed healthy. And I won't even lie to you and say that I wasn't one of the people that tried to push Hitchens out, because I didn't think we needed to pay him for a second contract. I won't even lie to you there. And I still don't think that Hitchens is. I think that he's a very good complimentary player. So I was one of those people. But you know what I wanted? I wanted Rashaan Evans. I didn't want Leighton Vander Esch. I wanted somebody that was going to come in here and be tough. Right here, the way that we had things set up, Hitchens didn't have a defensive line to where that made sense to sign him to a big deal. Because he was a 100 tackle player, but we were getting pushed around then. The goal was we were supposed to build the defensive line, and we tried. I'm not going to lie. They tried it. Rashaan Evans was a better player than LVE. The pedigree was better. His body build is better. He's a tougher player. But those are the type of decisions we've made over the course of the years, and we wonder why we're a soft football. The last time we had a tough defense, it wasn't when we had Sean Lee. Sean was actually out for the year. The guy we had in the middle was Rolando McClain. That was the last time we were hitting people. The defense was excited. You need players like that. Rolando McClain had a pocket full of F's, and he wouldn't give you one. He didn't give a damn. Rolando McClain, if you thought you was running on us, hell no. Rolando McClain was going to hit your ass. Rolando McClain had the pedigree. Rolando McClain had the smarts. Now, outside of football, that's a little different. But Rolando McClain, he brought that attitude. That's what a Rashaan Evans signing would have done. Our defense doesn't have that attitude. They don't have that confidence. They don't believe in each other They don't believe in the scheme. They don't believe in anything. They're just playing uninspired football right now. So what do you do? What do you do from here? There's some guys right now in free agency that you need to go get. Will it cost us a little bit? Yes. Do we need to sign them for years to come? No. But if we're trying to salvage what we're doing right now, we got to help this defense because they're flat out not good enough. And obviously, the coaching isn't good enough to overcome how bad the talent is. Kathy Green says DMV, I think they're building up Dak to use as trade bait. I hope I'm wrong. I don't think they're going to use him as trade bait because nobody's going to trade for him. Nobody's going to trade for a franchise quarterback in the middle of the year. Because at worst, they'll get a compensatory pick for him. But I do think that Dak is going to be used as a scapegoat when this is all over. I do think that. Ms. Jackie says, and we did nothing to help the defense. We rely on offense to score 40 to help the defense. Terrible. We need a defense that can help the offense. No picks. They just out there taking up space. Yes, I agree, Ms. Jackie. What's the use of scoring 40 if we're giving up 49? There's no point. There's no point of having a scoring machine if you don't have a team that can at least make some stops here and there when they matter, or early on in the game to set a tone. Like, it's just a track meet. Ryan says, I think the Cowboys need to cut a couple of starters to send a message. Oh, yeah. But they got to be some starters that really shouldn't be in the league right now, or that should be practice squad players. That's who they need to cut. Not Ezekiel Elliott. Just got to admit our FO hasn't drafted. Our front office hasn't drafted good since 2016, and almost every year before then, they only hit one player. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Miss Jackie says at this point, Kathy, I want Dak to move on. I'm kind of in that boat too, because at this point, if we're not going to appreciate somebody, I took up for Romo the same way. I thought that we wasted Romo's years personally. In Dallas, I think they want their quarterback to be a gunslinger. They don't put enough. They don't put enough around as a team, or they want the quarterback to just be the hero. And it didn't work that way with Aikman. It didn't work that way with Staubach. It doesn't work that way in the league now. You barely see. I mean, Mahomes did it last year, but I mean, most of the great quarterbacks you have now that have won a Super Bowl, they actually came up where the team was good. Aaron Rodgers, that team was good. Aaron Rodgers wasn't the Aaron Rodgers we know when he won the Super Bowl. Russell Wilson wasn't the Russell Wilson that we know when he won the Super Bowl. And they're trying to make Dak those guys when they haven't won in years because that formula just doesn't work. Vern says the Cowboys drafted defense like the offense, we would have a lead defense. Yeah, because on offense they don't care. On offense, they just get very good football players on offense. On defense, it's not the same case. They try too many experiments on defense. And when they very well could just have, you got Rashaan Evans and LVE. Just pick Rashaan Evans, man. Like, how hard is it? Y'all really fought over that decision? Really? Does the salary cap affect Jerry Jones' pocket? They say no, but where else would the money come from? They wouldn't stash it every year and set it aside for the cap on purpose. Well, if you remember, we had cap issues not too long ago. This year was supposed to be the year that we weren't having cap issues. So I understood some of the moves previously, but I think we could have helped it in the draft by drafting certain players. I don't think that we've had horrible drafts, but I'll tell you this much. That team in Washington, while they're a dumpster fire and while their organization is trash, they've drafted better than us for about 3 years in a row. And you're gonna start to see it pay off. Because while they don't really have the quarterback play yet, or they don't have the offense, that defense is set for years. They're gonna be a tough team. By next year, Washington is gonna be really good. And what sucks right now is that we're not separating from the pack. We're not separating from that Washington team. We're not separating from the New York Giants. We're not separating from Philly. All of them suck right now. And we're supposed to have all of this talent. We're not separating from them. We're in third place in the NFC East. What's going to happen when that Washington team gets some confidence? You really didn't want that. But right now, what's going to happen when Philly gets confident? What's going to happen when the Giants start get confident? We already think that 6 wins is going to win this division. What's going to happen when these teams get confident? We're going to be in trouble for years to come, is what I'm saying. So right now, being in this hole, being at 1-3, is not good. I don't like the argument that, well, the NFC East is weak. No, you don't want it to be weak because these teams like Washington can say, well, we're not far off. We're not far off, and we're going to get a top 5 pick. Think about that. Think about that, guys. If 6-10 wins our division, that means that three of the teams in the NFC East are going to have top 10 picks. That means they're going to be able to get better. We don't want to win the division at 8-8. Trust me, you don't. You don't want the other 3 teams to have top 10 picks, and then you're stuck with a 20-something. I'd rather not win the division than to win the division at 8-8. I'm just being real with y'all. You don't want that because these teams have young nucleuses over. I mean, maybe not so much Philly, but Washington. Washington is going to be tough, man. I'm trying to tell y'all. Ron Rivera knows what he's doing. In all actuality, Ron Rivera, well, right now we haven't had the coach's advantage. I would have thought that McCarthy would have been the best coach in the division beforehand, but I mean, Mike McCarthy has been nothing but a disappointment so far. I can't even lie to y'all and say that. Miss Jackie, while Philly's in cap hell, they got their picks. So think about it. What's the remedy for being in cap hell? Drafting well, and they'll have top 10 picks. If it goes this way, if we somehow win the division at 8-8, we don't want that. We don't want that. But yeah, y'all, I'm gonna have to go. I gotta head on in. I gotta do, help with the schooling. I gotta work from home. I gotta do all that, the virtual learning, virtual work. But it was a pleasure talking with you guys. As you guys know, on Mondays, this is what I do. I go on my walk to reflect things, and we got some decisions to make. We got to figure out: are we moving forward? Are we trying to win, or are we really trying to tank this season? I think we'll find out the answers when we get this press conferences. When Jerry and Steven have to answer questions, they're gonna have to answer good questions. I hope that the media doesn't take it soft on them. I hope that they're hard on them, and I hope that they have a backbone when they ask these questions. And we're gonna get all the answers. We're gonna get all the answers we want in the next couple of days. This will let us know where we are. Well, all right, guys. Wednesday I'll be doing the show. I'll be doing the show on Wednesday at 8:30 Eastern Time. So if you're on the West Coast, it'll be 5:30. If you're in Central Time, I believe it'll be 7:30. So make sure you guys tune in. And I believe I'm 9 subscribers away from 3,000. So let's celebrate. Let's get me those 9 subscribers, and we're going to celebrate that as well. Hopefully we get that by Wednesday. Well, all right, see you guys. Peace.